Okay, so I've already done this twice, but I realised that I wasn't getting to the point, meaning that not many people would find what this whole video is about. But I'm just gonna say at the start that in the description right now on PC you can download what I called input at the time, but I've now changed it to just Scylla 2017. And what it is pretty much over a year ago now, I started writing down all my thoughts, but in a really weird kind of cryptic way, and all the codes, everything in it has a really big meaning, so much that if I went back and looked at it now, I probably wouldn't even be able to tell myself what it meant. But pretty much I've writ 3 chapters of what I call input, and that is all kind of what's going on in my mind. I haven't even read over it again. It's been over a year since I've even looked at it, but I found it again and I'm deciding to release it. It's also got some extra things that are kind of meaning moving forward, and then there's also, I wrote a book or a story or a diary kind of thing, except it wasn't from my point of view, it was from a made up character called Yatagarasu's Diary. But it seems like a random story that's completely irrelevant, but all the dates, all the names, everything that takes place in that story has a very important meaning to me, personally, which I don't think anyone else is really going to understand. But it's a story, a really big story with, you know, something at the end to kind of wrap things up. And then after you read that, it has an extra part of it called loose ends, and that clears everything up a little bit more and gives you more background of the story I'm trying to tell. And it's still now not very clear, but I might end up writing another chapter, maybe from someone else's point of view, and it's over a year later. I remember when I reread everything, I was like, oh my god, I actually writ this, like, I made this whole little world, this whole fake, blah 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 blah. Anyway, the whole point in this, the whole point in me releasing all this stuff publicly, is because if you remember about a year ago when I dyed my hair blue just after X died, I decided that I wasn't gonna let anyone else get to me, I wasn't gonna care about what anyone else thought, I was gonna be completely myself, 100%. And once I did that, I was then in the best state of mind I've ever been in my life. My mind was really sharp, I knew exactly what I wanted, I knew exactly what I was doing, I knew exactly what was a good idea, what was a bad idea. I felt so... I've never been more alive in my life, and I miss that so much, and wish I could go back to that. It didn't last very long, it lasted about a month and a bit before my girlfriend broke up with me, and then I dyed my hair back to brown, my natural colour. Well, I actually dyed it black, so it went from red. Red was me just not caring, doing whatever, and I wasn't a very good person, and I was in a horrible state of mind, but I didn't realise it. After I realised, I dyed my hair blue and tried my best to fix everything, and then after everything kind of collapsed and everything messed up, I dyed it black to kind of symbolise, well, everything. I was just going to give up, and it still is. It's faded from black back to brown, so I'm back to myself in a way. So what was I saying? Alright, so now I've kind of restarted, and you know, I've got Christmas coming up, only good times ahead of me, a new year, everything is the best time just to restart everything. And I feel like a good way to put everything out and be exactly how I want myself to be, you know, everything. I want to put myself out there and be 100% truthful, 100% honest, and more positive. So what I'm gonna do is release everything, you know, just so everyone knows exactly what's going on, in a way, if anyone can actually be asked to read and look into what I'm trying to tell people. And then hopefully from there, I'm going to keep trying my best to be myself. I'm going on, I don't really know what I'm on about anymore, but pretty much I'm putting this all out just so I can be as outgoing as possible and not hide anything from anybody anymore. Yeah, keep in mind I wrote this a year ago. I don't know if I mentioned that yet, but I wrote this over a year ago. So yeah, but I never actually publicly released any of this. So yeah, if you could read into it, that would be great. But I'm gonna say I'm really weird, and I tend to bottle things up, but way more than I should. And it's I've also just saying I don't have depression, I don't have nothing, I've never been diagnosed with anything ever. Just putting that out there as well. And I don't feel like I have any of those things. I'm just a normal person, but I tend to bottle things up a lot. So what doesn't help is, like, I'm gonna have to try and say this without saying anything that I'm gonna regret, but you know, there are things that help in the moment, but after that moment, after that day, the next day or whatever, everything's back to how it was before, but worse off every time. And it makes me feel better in the moment, you know. And that's why I feel like I bottle things up so much, is because whenever I'm feeling down, it will help me, but only in the moment. And I'll never get to my breaking point, because all I do is push things back. But what I've found is it's obviously I shouldn't do it, and it's a bad habit, but after I'm fed up of having to bottle things up for so long, the only way I can get things out properly is alcohol. And it won't just have to be a bit, it'll have to be like, it'll have to be to the point where I don't even know what's going on anymore. And then for some reason I can finally let everything out. And then the next day, after the hangover, whether I get one or not, after that, the next week, I'll be completely refreshed, because I would have got everything out. And I'll feel great, and that is just on the path to fixing everything. Which I know obviously I shouldn't do, and I know that further on in life I don't think that's going to help me, and that's the only problem I'm facing, is that I can't get anything out without having to resort to alcohol. Which I don't do much, by the way. Like I barely ever drink. It'll be like at the end of like every 6 months I'll have enough of not getting anything out, and I'll finally want to get everything out, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get everything out, and I'm going to start again. I'm going to try my best. I'll take care of everything in my mind once, this is the last time, and then I'm not only going to try and be in a good state of mind, but I'm going to try and stay in that state of mind for as long as I can, for as long as possible. And I need to learn to not bottle things up. But I seem to look down on people who always run around, you know, crying, talking about their emotions and that, because that's a person I really don't want to be, because I feel like they're kind of trying to suck in attention. So here's what I'm doing, right? So I'm going to release all this stuff, hopefully getting me more out there, more, I don't really know what I'm trying to say, but like I said, I'm not going to hide anything from anybody anymore. What I want to do, I'm going to do it. Whatever I feel right, I'm going to try and be more positive. I'm going to try and put myself out for other people. And then hello. Yeah, I'm alright. Could you call me back in like 10 minutes? Alright, cheers, bye. Alright, what was I saying? Whatever, I'm gonna get through this, and then Christmas is coming up, you know, I'll be a lot happier with whatever's coming my way. Everyone will be kind of family again, everything will hopefully link up, New Year, a lot of my mates are doing the same, kind of. But, you know, I'm gonna have to try and make every single day of my life memorable. I don't really know what I'm on about anymore, but if you could do me a favour and download what I've put in the description and read on, you might get something out of it. You know, not if you don't know me on a personal level anyway, but if you know me on a personal level, it might be worth looking at. Even though you might not really get much out of it, I think it will kind of, I don't even know, but that's all I'm gonna say. I think by the end of the year, everything that I've planned, I've gone through a lot of things today. I've kind of set a lot of things out that I'm hopefully going to get done by the end of the year, and by next year, by Christmas or whenever, or I hope sooner, everything will be exactly how I want it, exactly where I want it to be, and I'll know exactly what I'm doing, just like before. And that's all I want. I just want to be able to know what I'm doing, and once I know what's going on, that'll be good. I'm getting better with things. Kind of, I quit smoking this week, and it's going a lot easier than I thought it'd be. After a year, but I haven't been like, oh, like 10 fags a day. I've been like 4 a day for about a year almost. And I've just decided to quit this week, and that's not going too bad. I'm doing alright. Other than that, I think that's it. I might keep you updated. I might be having a new album coming out soon as well. The whole aim of the album is to gain clout off people, kind of like the Spencer things. I kind of owned his name. Whenever you search up his name, it will just come up with that. That's kind of my aim now, but I'll be, yeah, I don't know. But I don't know. I think it's only gonna be good from here. This weekend is gonna be probably not very good, but that's alright. I think I'll be able to. After this weekend, I'm gonna be on the road to fixing everything. Nothing's even really wrong. I mean, I don't want anyone to think that I'm going through a lot of stuff. I'm really not. Everything's really okay. You know, I've got, I don't know, everything's fine. Not dealing with anything in particular that's out of the ordinary, but for some reason I just miss my old mind, if you can understand what I'm saying. I've been going on for too long, but whatever. If you somehow sat through this entire thing, then good job, because I probably won't ever be able to listen to this whole thing myself, because I'm just going on about random shit. I'm surprised I've been able to sit here for like 14 minutes just talking about whatever, but it does really help. I used to have this little series, and it used to be called like 001, 002. I just called it 000, and I used to just kind of update people on what's going on in my head. But hopefully with the help of X's new album coming out soon, and Traumatic's new album, I know that sounds weird, Traumatic's new album helping me, but he is not on about the stuff he's normally on about, but hopefully it can help me kind of wake up and realise like whatever. But all that's coming out soon, and I don't know, yeah, okay, well, I might update you next week, I guess.